Test. Are you hearing right now? Test, test, test.
Yes, we're.
All right, all right. I'll start all over. All right, so welcome to this SCM Global Pub Quiz. I unmuted myself with this professional microphone. So welcome, my name is Martin Loffers. I'm the Chief Trend Watcher of Supply Chain Media. So we're celebrating this 10-year anniversary of our company with this pub quiz in the next hour. So 10 years ago, we started out as a traditional publisher of magazines in print. And in the last decade, we have developed ourselves into a trend watching company. And we're going full digital. Still, we remain also to publish magazines in print. So today we have 35 teams entering this competition around the world. So welcome everybody around the world. It's dark out here, and I hope you have also great weather outside, but you're still inside. Anyway, you see some logos here of the teams participating in this pub quiz. So how to play? The team captains, they have all received a mail with an answer sheet via SurveyMonkey. So you have to open up SurveyMonkey to enter your answers. So you need a second screen, smartphone or a laptop. Each team, have only one sheet, and there are 2-3 companies with more than one team, 2 teams. So you have one answer sheet per team. I will read out the questions right after this. After each question, you have 15 seconds to discuss among your team what is the good answer. But be careful, you have to answer in 50 seconds. And in the end, the team captain fills out the right answer by clicking on, according to you, the right answer. Quite simple. So how to win? There are 25 questions, 5 categories, and each question, there's only one right answer. And each right answer will give you 1 point. The team with the most points is the winner. If after 25 questions, 2 or more teams have the same score, so if there is a tie, there will be 1 shootout question to determine who's the winner. All right, we're gonna start with the first category. And the first category is movies and series. I'm a film buff. I've worked on a major movie in the Netherlands, the international one, even on the Internet Movie Database. So I think, I know a lot about movies. And movies are a reflection of real life, so we can learn from it. And this whole pub quiz is not only about knowledge, about supply chain related content, but also to learn about the sources. Okay, now we're gonna start with the questions. So this is the first category, films and series. Question number 1. You have 15 seconds after this. Which film is exemplary for modern recruitment and team diversity? A, Moneyball. B, Jerry Maguire. C, Trouble with the Curve. D, Up in the Air. Which film is exemplary for modern recruitment and team diversity? Moneyball, Jerry Maguire, Trouble with the Curve, Up in the Air. And we have written about it in our magazines, so you should know. All right, next question, question number 2. Which film opens with the point of view of a product in the end-to-end supply chain? A, Castaway. B, Captain Phillips. C, Lord of War. D, New in Town. So which film opens with the point of view of a product in the end-to-end supply chain, from the beginning to the end? Castaway, Captain Phillips, Lord of War, New in Town. All right, question number 3. In which TV series a bad guy is played by a female supply chain manager? A, Narcos. B, Breaking Bad. C, Pablo Escobar. D, Better Call Saul. So in which TV series a bad guy is played by a female supply chain manager? A, Narcos. B, Breaking Bad. C, Pablo Escobar. D, Better Call Saul. All right, question number 4. Which movie character has a long escape scene in a warehouse? A. Lara Croft. B. James Bond. C. Indiana Jones. D. Jason Bourne. So, which movie character has a long escape scene in a warehouse? A. Lara Croft. B. James Bond. C. Indiana Jones. D. Jason Bourne. You should know this. Question number 5. Which TV series explains new technology like machine learning and digital twins? A. Upload. B. Black Mirror. C. Sense8. D. Clone Wars. So which TV series explains new technology like machine learning and digital twins? A. Upload. B. Black Mirror. C. Sense8. D. Clone Wars. All right, we go to category number 2, and that's about events and visits. So I've been and my colleagues been to a lot of events, and we have organized a lot of events. Well, to get inspiration, to create inspiration, hear great cases, and hear from great speakers. So question number 6. Which Italian super sports car manufacturer finally became profitable after implementing German lean management? A. Ferrari. B. Maserati. C. Lamborghini. So which Italian super sports car manufacturer finally became profitable after implementing German lean management? A. Ferrari. B. Maserati. C. Lamborghini. Question number 7. Who was the keynote speaker of the co-organized sustainability gala in the Netherlands in 2010? A. Kofi Annan. B. Al Gore. C. Bill Clinton. So who was the keynote speaker of the co-organized sustainability gala in the Netherlands in 2010? A. Kofi Annan. B. Al Gore. C. Bill Clinton. And if you have watched my video, you should know it. Question number 8. At which company headquarters in London did the launch of the supply chain of the SCM Executive Club Europe take place? A. Unilever. B. Diageo. C. Burberry. At which company headquarters in London did the launch of the SCM Executive Club Europe take place? That's our club. A. Unilever. B. Diageo. C. Burberry. And we played a business war game over there. All right, fill out. Next question. Question number 8. In which most culturally diverse city in the world did the first European workshop of supply chain women take place? A. London. B. Berlin. C. Amsterdam. So in which most culturally diverse city in the world did the first European workshop of supply chain women take place? A. London. B. Berlin. C. Amsterdam. And in 2021, we'll do it in a 3D world in Aula, and that's digital. All right, question number 10. What is the name of the yearly event hosting the European Supply Chain Startup Contest? A. Deliver. B. Innovate Supply Chain Event. C. Gartner Supply Chain Symposium. So what is the name of the yearly event hosting the European Supply Chain Startup Contest? A. Deliver. B. Innovate Supply Chain Event. C. Gartner Supply Chain Symposium. All right, we are going to category number 3, and it's about people and history. So, you know, there are a lot of professors with great research and insights, and we'll talk about that. And we talk about history. We have published a book of history of supply chain, also about D-Day and other historic events, and we have to learn from the past. So that's why we have this category. Very important for supply chain people. Question number 11. Which MIT professor wrote a book about fruit flies and design for supply chain? A. Charles Fine. B. David Centrelevy. 50-50. Which MIT professor wrote the book about fruit flies and design for supply chain? A. Charles Fine. B. David Centrelevy. And I've interviewed them both, but you should know it. All right. Question number 12. Which historical general was the inventor of modern logistics? A. Napoleon. B. Alexander the Great. So which historical general was the inventor of modern logistics? A. Napoleon. B. Alexander the Great. Question number 13. Who was the first number 1 on the top 28 supply chain executives Europe by supply chain media? A. Mark Engel. B. Pierluigi Sigismondi, both Unilever. So who was the first number 1 on our top 28 supply chain executive Europe created by supply chain media? A. Mark Engel. B. Pierluigi Sigismondi. And by the way, this year's number 1 is Dirk Holbach from Henkel. All right, question number 14. What was the name of the improvised system of truck convoys supplying the rapidly advancing Allies after D-Day in 1944? A. Operation Overlord. B. Red Ball Express. So what was the name of the improvised system of truck convoys supplying the rapidly advancing Allies after D-Day in 1944? A. Operation Overlord. B. Red Ball Express. Question 15. Which most cited American supply chain professor is notorious for pointing out the bullwhip effect? A. Hao Lee. B. Martin Christopher. It should be easy. All right. Which most cited American supply chain professor is notorious for pointing out the bullwhip effect? A. Hao Lee. B. Martin Christopher. All right. Next category. We're rapidly advancing. This is the 4th category of the 5 categories. So this is about supply chain media. So we're existing 10 years, and we have created 10 videos about our events and what we've done in the last 10 years. And you have seen it on YouTube. So you should know the answers. It's quite easy. Question number 16. With how many internet connections did supply chain media start in January 2010? A. 0. B. 1. C. 2. D. 4. So with how many internet connections did supply chain media start at the start of the company in January 2010? A. 0. B. 1. C. 2. D. 4. Question number 17. In what year did supply chain media start with the famous IT supermap Europe? A. 2008. B. 2011. C. 2012. D. 2015. So in what year did supply chain media start with the famous IT supermap Europe, positioning all the supply chain software vendors in Europe? A. 2008. B. 2011. C. 2012. D. 2015. Yep. Question number 18. In what year did supply chain media start with the European Supply Chain Startup Contest? A. 2016. B. 2017. C. 2018. D. 2019. And I think it's important to know that there is a European Supply Chain Startup Contest. We can learn a lot about these innovative companies. So in what year did supply chain media start with the European Supply Chain Startup Contest? A. 2016. B. 2017. C. 2018. D. 2019. Yes. Question number 19. What is the product name of the online knowledge bank with machine learning by supply chain media? A. SCM Wisdom. B. SCM Instabase. C. SCM Einstein. D. SCM Alexis. So what is the product name of the brand new online knowledge bank with machine learning by supply chain media? A, SCM Wisdom, B, SCM Instabase, C, SCM Einstein, D, SCM Alexis. All right, final question of this category, question 20. Which new language did I learn for a new own supply chain event in the past? So which new language has Martin Loffers learned for a new own supply chain event in the past? A, Italian, B, Spanish, C, French, D, Turkish. So which new language did I learn for a new own supply chain event in the past? A, Italian, B, Spanish, C, French, D, Turkish. And we even created a special in that language. All right, finally, category number 5, the final one. This is about sports and nature. You know, supply chain is all about collaboration and teamwork. So that's why we have chosen sports as a category. And nature is all about organizational structures and also about collaboration. So that's why we have to learn from sports and nature. All right, question number 21. And this is hardcore supply chain. Which product type do you have to focus on according to Andreas Gardner of Nestle? So this is about forecasting. Are you focusing on jackrabbits or mad bulls? Which product types do you have to focus on according to Andreas Gardner, responsible for planning at Nestle? A, jackrabbits, B, mad bulls. Question 22, sorry. Which animal type is most suited for supply chain collaboration? A, lions, B, vultures. So which animal type is the most suited for supply chain collaboration? A, lions, B, vultures. Next question could also be in the category of history, but it's also about human nature. From which tribe can supply chain managers learn the most according to Heidi Larsen? A, Vikings, B, Normans. So from which tribe can supply chain managers learn the most according to Heidi Larsen? She's an expert on supply chain management. A, Vikings, B, Normans. Question 24. With which sports do I explain the dynamics of company in a short animated video? You have probably seen it on YouTube. A, soccer, B, rugby. And I've played both sports in competition. So with which sport does Martijn Loffers, me, explain the dynamics of a company in a short animated video on YouTube? A, soccer, B, rugby. All right, final question. Question 25. With which sports is the best comparison for sales and operation planning, according to me? So A, four-man bobsleigh, or B, relay race? So with which sport is the best comparison for sales operation planning, the process, according to Martijn Loffers, to me? A, four-man bobsleigh, B, relay race? So these were the 25 questions. And you know, we have tested the questions with a small team, and it's hard to say if they are very hard or very easy, those questions. So we'll see if there is a winner or if there's a tie. So we're checking that right now. So I hope you like the questions, and I hope that you are aware that there are several categories where you can learn from to be better in supply chain management. So on purpose, we didn't talk about economic order quantities and all kinds of algorithms. No, we talked about where you can learn outside your normal supply chain comfort zone in your normal supply chain matters. And we talked about the sources where you can learn from, and not so much, we did talk about definitions and that kind of stuff. So my colleagues, Nicole and Tiffany, are looking at the scores right now, and I'm looking at them, and we're gonna check if we're gonna need a shootout. So ladies, colleagues, how far are we? Do we need a shootout? Yes, we need a shootout. All right, so, okay, so I don't know, do we know how many companies have the same score? Not so far yet, okay. But there are more companies, more teams who have the high score. So now we have the shootout question. So basically, I'm going to ask one question, and you have to type in a number, and the team who has the closest to the answer, the right answer, will win. All right. Question. So how many MBs of content does the knowledge bank SCM Wisdom contain? So how big in MBs is our knowledge bank of supply chain wisdom? So that's 10 years of magazines of supply chain movement, and it's only text plus low resolution pictures, visuals. So how many MBs of content does the knowledge bank supply SCM Wisdom contain? So how many MBs does our knowledge bank contain? So you have more time than 15 seconds now, because it's harder to discuss. So how many MBs is a Word document and a low resolution picture or visual? Still processing. So now we have to see. We are ahead of time schedule. I have to tell more jokes or something like that, but so you have to press submit. So some of you have not pressed submit. So press on the button submit to answer the question: how many MBs is our SCM knowledge base, SCM Wisdom? 10 years of content, articles, and low resolution pictures, visuals, graphs, and so forth, so on. All right, you know, so please press submit, and Nicole and Tiffany are going through the figures, see who is the closest to the right answer. And we should say that there will be a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. So we have to check who is the best, who is the closest in the shootout. So I think we have a number 3, yes. So I hope you like it. I hope that you have seen a lot of new sources of interesting supply chain content we have used in the last 10 years. and you also have gained some knowledge by even looking at this question and getting into these questions. So it's not like you are doing your Apex test or something like that. It's totally different. But I hope it's more diverse and versatile, and it makes you aware that supply chain management is a broad arena, a broad field, and you have to especially look outside your core supply chain arena to gain more knowledge and to be better in leading your thoughts and express it to your colleagues across your company. I have to talk away because they are still checking number 2 and number 3. Okay, we have a number 2. See. So there are 2 number 2s. So we have to, after the decimals, it's kind of hard. We have to go through the tests and the questions. All right. Okay. But yeah, it's your call. Tiffany and Nicole, it's your call. So before we go to the winner, I will right. So we have 2 number 2s. Okay. All right. All right. But before we're gonna state who's the winner of this SCM Global Pub Quiz, I'm gonna state the answers. So I will go through the questions quite quickly. So category number 1 was about movies and series. So which film is an exemplary of modern recruitment and team diversity? That's the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt. Question number 2. Which film opens with the point of view of a product in the end-to-end supply chain? That's Lord of War. You see how a bullet will be manufactured and how it arrives at the end customer. Quite brutal, I would say. Question number 3. In which TV series plays a female supply chain manager a bad guy? And that's Breaking Bad. Question number 4. Which movie character has a long escape scene in a warehouse? That's Indiana Jones. The last one. Question number 5. Which TV series explains new technology like machine learning and digital twins? That's Black Mirror. Category number 2, about events and visits. Which Italian super sports car manufacturer became finally profitable by German lean management? That was Lamborghini. I've been there in 2010. And Ferrari was earlier this year, but it was Lamborghini. Question number 7. Who was the keynote speaker of the co-organized Sustainability Gala in the Netherlands in 2010? We wanted to have Bill Clinton, but in the end, it was Kofi Annan. And we did a round table, and he was a fabulous guy. Question number 8. At which company headquarters in London did the launch of the SCM Executive Club Europe take place? We did it in the Customer Experience Center of Diageo, the whiskey producer. And we did a war game over there. Question number 8. In which most culturally diverse city in the world did the first European workshop of supply chain women take place? And that's our capital, Amsterdam. Question number 10. What is the name of the yearly event hosting the European Supply Chain Startup Contest? And of course, that is our own Innovate Supply Chain event. We did this one for the 3rd time this year. Question number 11. Which MIT professor wrote a book about fruit flies and design for supply chain? And the book is called Clock Speed. Everybody should read it. It's a must, written by Charles Fine. And he hardly published anything because he said, I've written all the book, that's enough, and he's right. Which historical general was the investor of modern logistics? And of course, there was Napoleon. And he created also Marechal de Logis, and that's the predecessor of the logistic manager. So that was Napoleon. Who was the first #1 on the top 28 supply chain executive Europe of supply chain media? And it was Pierluigi Sigismondi. It was the predecessor of Mark Engel, who was on #1 2 years, not last year, but 2 years before. Question number 14. What was the name of the improvised system of truck convoy supplying the rapidly advancing Allies after D-Day in 1944? It was the Red Bull Express. A marvelous way of improvised logistics. To make sure that on one way there was ammunition, and on the back way there was the wounded soldiers. Question number 15. Which most cited American supply chain professor is notorious for pointing out the buoy effect? And of course, this is Howard Lee from Stanford. Martin Christopher is English. That was easy. So category number 4, about supply chain media. With how many internet connections did supply chain media start in January 2010? And we didn't have any internet when in the first month when we produced our first magazine. We did it totally in the old-fashioned way. Question number 17. In which year did supply chain media start with the IT submap Europe? It was 2011. The year after we started, we launched Supply Chain Movement, our European quarterly magazine. And in the first edition, we launched the European version of the IT submap. Question number 18. In which year did supply chain media start the European supply chain startup contests? We did that in 2018. So during our Innovate event, we did it in 2018. So this year, we did it for the 3rd time. And we created a maturity matrix with an overview of more than 100 supply chain startups in Europe. So what is the product name of the online knowledge bank with machine learning by supply chain media? And you know it because it's the price of this whole pub quiz, SCM Wisdom. And we are in beta version right now, so that's the price, SCM Wisdom. So which new language did I learn for our new own supply chain event in the past? And that was Turkish. And we even published a Turkish magazine twice. And don't continue now in Turkish, just in English. So final category number 5, sports and nature. Which product types do you have to focus on according to Andreas Gardner of Nestle? And you have the segmentation of four kind of products and animals. And the right answer was Mad Bulls. So not the jackrabbits, but the Mad Bulls. Which animal type is the most suited for supply chain collaboration? We created a self-assessment for supply chain collaboration with 4 animal types. And the right one, the most suited for collaboration, is lions, of course, not vultures. So from which tribe, question number 23, from which tribe can supply chain managers learn the most according to Heidi Larsen? And she wrote a marvelous article about the Vikings. So the right answer is the Vikings. Question number 24, with which sports do I explain in a short animated video the dynamics of a company? And it is soccer. So in a supply chain minute short video with a visual, I explain 11 players in the field, symbolizing 11 departments of your company: marketing, sales, service at the front, supply chain as a midfielder, and so forth and so on. So that's soccer. Last question. Question number 25. Which sports is the best comparison for sales operations planning as a process, according to myself, to me? So which sports is the best comparison for sales operations planning? And I wrote a blog about it on LinkedIn, in the magazine. A lot of people have read it, and it's relay race. To hand over the stick with 4 people, it's like a process, SNOP, relay race. So those are the answers of the 25 questions. And the shootout question was, and I don't know how many people participated in it, but you know, how much content, so how large in MBs is our new knowledge bank, SCM Wisdom? And the right answer is 293.65 MBs. So 293 megabytes of content. So that were the right answers. So now first, before I tell you who are the winners, so what is the prize? The grand prize is 100 licenses of our knowledge bank. So what is our knowledge bank? And so we have designed it as a kind of Netflix of supply chain articles. So you get a license, and each of the user get an individual license. So you enter this knowledge base, creating your own profile, and you do that by following certain companies, certain topics, and certain persons. So you see supply chain leaders like Mark Engel from Unilever or Dirk Holbach from Henkel, and you decide to follow that. So that's, and by that you create your own profile, and you follow certain companies, and you follow certain topics like SNOP, blockchain, and so forth and so on. So next, you will see a screen where on the right side you have kind of Google interface where you can search, and you see also trending topics. And on the left side, you see recommendations. So you can see what kind of articles your colleagues already have been reading. So if you are demand planning for onboarding, you can see what all the other demand planning planners have been reading. So you'll be up to speed or on the same level. So you get a kind of, just like in Netflix, you will get recommendations, and it makes it way easier to find inspiring content. And in the third phase, you will see the end result of your search, and you see all kind of articles, and you see how long it will take to read it. And that's the part of the users. On top of that, we don't show it here, but on top of that, we'll have a dashboard and you can see with the dashboard, you can see who's reading what, who's looking for what. So in a sense, this is an engagement engine. You can see on based on knowledge, who's looking for what kind of knowledge. And you can see outliers, people who are not responsible for blockchain, but have a huge interest for blockchain, for example. You can find out this person and you can engage it. So you will see who's the most knowledgeable person, who is the person who wants to learn more, what do they find, what don't they find, where you can decide, okay, we should take courses. So basically you can see what is the knowledge base, the knowledge level of your employees. And you can also see it by business function, procurement, logistics, manufacturing. But you also can compare it to other companies. So you can see if our interest in blockchain or sustainability is on a higher level than other companies. So that gives you a better awareness of your supply chain knowledge. All right. Next, I would go over to number 3. But, you know, strangely enough, there are 2 number 2s. Even with a shootout, there were 2 teams with the same answer, so close on the same level. So we don't have a number 3. We can check how we do it with the prize, but you know, we don't have a number 3, but we have 2 number 2s. So the first number 2 is the consultant firm FSO. Congratulations. FSO, you're our number 2 in the SCM Global Pub Quiz. And another number 2, it's from the software vendors of SlimStock. So the young professionals of SlimStock are number 2 of the SCM Global Pub Quiz. And the winner of the SCM Global Pub Quiz, and you know, I'm not surprised yet, so surprised yet, because they did a pub quiz themselves early this year. So I don't know how they've done it, but maybe they have a head start by how to answer and how to enter a pub quiz. So they did a logistic pub quiz themselves, and they already know who they are. SCAX are the winners of the SCM Global Pub Quiz. Congratulations. So with this, this is the end of our SCM Global Pub Quiz. I hope you liked it. I hope you are inspired. I hope that you have learned about it, that there are a lot of sources, maybe unexpected sources of supply chain content we have used. So supply chain media is writing a lot about supply chain cases, a lot of interviews with supply chain executives and directors. So I hope you like that. And I hope that you are like that we have different kind of categories and questions. And I hope that you are inspired and you will, you know, want to know more about our SCM wisdom. And with that, I want to wrap up this SCM Global Pub Quiz. So we even have spare time. I want to thank my colleagues. They are here gathered around me out of camera. But I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy 2021. So I'm safe. So my suggestion to you: stay safe, stay inspired, and I hope you track us and follow us, and will follow us and what we write and put up with supply chain media in the next year. With this, I want to wrap up and thank you for participating. Hope to see you next year. Bye bye, and stay safe and stay inspired. Thank you. Bye bye.